Hello everyone, my name is ToolSin. Welcome to the cnft.tools Discord server. I'm here with the Melting Moonboys, which is the number one upvoted project on the cnft.tools calendar right now. Looking forward to hearing what they got going on and where they're headed. So yeah, if you'd like to introduce yourselves, and we can go from there.
So my name is Aries. Nice to meet you. I'm 25 years old. I'm currently a second year medical student actually, but I've been in the CNFT space since last September. My first mint was Dead Pixels, so I got pretty lucky with that, and just kind of did the normal CNFT thing, flipping my way through until I ended up meeting Kyron and the other co-founder, Diamond Crater, and he mentioned that he was starting a project and we were both really interested, and he showed us the art and we were just on instantly. So we've been working on this project since early February, and the server's been open since mid-February, and we've just kind of been building since then.
So yeah, that's a good solid 4 months there you've had from being shown the art and the
Yeah,
concept
yeah,
and
very
getting to
long
this
time we've been
stage.
working on it.
So
Yeah, and my name's Chiron. Been in the space a similar amount of time, probably July last year. Also, first minute was Dead Pixel, so that's probably where I first met
nice,
Aries.
nice.
Um, didn't speak much then, but then as you go through the CNFT space, start seeing familiar faces. Um, so yeah, we just met here off from there.
So how did you come up with the concept for Melting Moon Boys?
It was actually Diamond Crater's original idea. He had a concept in his mind that revolved around terms that were used in the NFT space, Moonboys being that specific one. And I'm not sure if we could show pictures here, but on our website, there's his original sketch that our artist Frania actually took it and ran with. And if you saw the difference between the one that he came up with and where we're at now, it's just you would laugh.
Let's say,
Yeah, we encourage everyone to go over to the website and have a look at it. It's actually brilliant.
Yeah, it's
Melton.
so funny. We all changed our profile pictures in the server for one day, and like we had to change it back because it was getting too hectic.
so what brought you into the NFT market in the first place?
So for me, it was a general interest in crypto. Obviously, over the pandemic, I was just at home,
Yeah.
so I was just looking on the internet, seeing what else is out there, seeing what was interesting, um, and then of course I came across the CNFT space and NFTs, Dead Pixels, and just other mints that are going on at the time. And I thought, oh, I might as well see what this is really about, see if there's any opportunity here for me to get involved, and that was it for me.
Mine was actually through TikTok. As much as I regret to say that I scroll through it every morning. I found Illuvium, which was a ETH NFT project, and at the time, gas fees were way too much for me, just being a student and all. And I happened to stumble upon Cardano NFTs, and it kind of just went from there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
I
hope
mean,
honestly after
you were still pretty early back then as well. Like I mean, they're not necessarily widely known about now, let alone back then.
true the yeah.
Like, I mean, how do you think the space has changed over the time, and sort of like how have you adapted your plans with Moon Boys to take into account what's been going on more recently?
Yeah, so originally when Diamond Crater told us about it, he wanted it to be purely an art project, which we really loved because at the time there were like very few solid art projects on Cardano. But I feel like as the space is growing and evolving, more and more users want utility. So we've had to start incorporating a bunch of new things into the project. We have a lot of things planned, which I'm not sure how much we can leak yet. But we are having a lot of benefits for holding Moonboys as well as it being primarily focused on art as well.
Sounds like some announcements to come then. Are they
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that
definitely.
is that like post mint or?
We want to do a few pre-mint just to like kind of, hype up the community and stuff like that. But a lot of things are going to be post-mint. The biggest thing that we're working on currently is our mutations and 3D renders. So we want the Moonboys to be like Pavia compatible, cornucopia compatible assets. So we've already started hiring artists to make 3D renders of them, and like we're still in pretty alpha stages of this, but they look pretty good so far.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even aware about that side of it yet,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest. So give us a rundown of the things that you've got planned that that the information's out there that people can find out about.
Um, we haven't really announced much as we still wanted it to be primarily focused on art. Like that is Diamond Creator's number one priority is that we want it to be an art project. But like I said, we're going to incorporate some holders or some benefits for holders. So, one thing that we're going to announce pre-mint is that we're going to release diamond passes for people who don't list or have unlisted assets on JPEG Store. And these diamond passes are going to be like so. The whole premise of our project was that like it revolves around terms in the NFT space, so diamond hands and moon boys and stuff like that. So like we want our ultimate diamond hands to be in benefit. So these passes are going to be um, basically used so that the holders of those will be raffled into getting whitelist spots for future projects that reach out to us. They're also going to be eligible for getting candies for mutations later down the line. Um, just a few more things. We also have merch lined up. We're doing metaverse properties with 4 or 5 different rarities. Those will also be airdropped. But yeah, we just have a lot planned.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like you've got enough to keep you going to start with.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
So when is the whitelist mint date, and how could interested people get on that still?
So the
So oh, you got it.
yeah, the whitelist mint date is on the 15th. We're pretty full at the moment with our crewmates. The registration, wallet registration, sorry, is open at the moment until the 11th. Until the 11th. So yeah, the whitelist mint is on the 15th. Everybody's got 24 hours to mint just to make sure that everyone gets in on time. That's another thing that's changed over the last couple of months since we've been in here. Um, Normally we found projects only gave a short window, hour or two, for whitelist to get in. So we wanted to make sure that everybody has a chance to get in. So whitelist mint on the 15th, and then on the 16th, it will go public, which is 3 per transaction. So hopefully everybody gets a chance to get a decent holding of Moon Boys.
So how many people are on the whitelist then?
We've got 2 separate roles. So we've got our diamond roles, which were decided right at the beginning, even before we opened our Discord. We had a little
Okay.
competition where we asked everybody on Twitter to share their favorite projects with us, to share projects that they were holding quite a few of, probably 3 or more, and just tell us exactly why they were holding them and what they liked about them. So from that, I think we picked around 400 people that we
450,
like.
but at the current moment, it's around 550 as we added a few people who were really active in our community and definitely contributed positively.
Yeah, so about 550 people now. They can mint 3, and then the crewmates, we've got around 950, and they can mint 1 each.
Okay, so whatever happens, there'll definitely be a good sized public mint as well then.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Keep
We
it
wanted to make
majority,
sure.
at least in public.
And yeah, just I'm talking as if it's been mentioned already, but there is 5,555, right?
Yep.
And 100 ADA mint price.
Yes, that's correct.
So there's been a lot of discussion recently going on around mint prices, and especially with fluctuating ADA and things like that. What was the thought process behind 100 ADA?
It was really just the price of ADA at the time that we decided it. It was below 50 cents, I believe, when we did it, which probably wasn't the best time to decide in hindsight. Um, but I mean, like on average, it kind of is the same price in like USD or Great British pounds as mints were a few months ago when ADA was $1.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like it does give some extra cash to be able to implement some other different things that I might not have been able to before as well. So
And I guess that
I'm
is
one of those. I'm not against higher mint prices. Um, I know
just make
everybody.
it worth it.
Well, I say, I mean, everybody wants to buy low and sell high, right? But you know,
Right.
it's like I think there's a lot to be said for having some projects with the ability to distinguish themselves with price.
Right. And that's completely understandable.
Um, but yeah, so you're what 5 days away from the whitelist mint. What are you going to be getting up to between now and then?
So for the most part, it's making sure all the layering is done correctly, making sure the metadata ends up being minted correctly, pre-making announcements because we are one of the JPEG Store Launchpad projects, and we've had quite a few meetings with projects that have previously minted. And they've given us a lot of tips for having things prepared post mint or sorry pre-mint and being prepared for every single thing that could ever go wrong. So like if our server is hacked, have a backup for that. Um, Announcements have pre-written, just kind of everything. We might be asking some of the other Launchpad projects for like help modding the server as well on the day because we know it can get super hectic. So it's just kind of the final preparations.
Yeah, I mean, there's usually a lot of inflows of people on mint time, and things can get a
Yeah,
little bit crazy.
exactly.
So, I mean, like my next question was going to be, you know, sort of like what preparations you've made around, you know, getting things sorted out for the mint, but there's also a lot that you can't really say.
Yeah.
But you know, the fact that you're drafting in people to help moderate, and you know, you are prepared for worst case event scenarios as well as best case scenarios is quite important.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, really, just to be prepared for whatever happens and make sure that we're ready for it and protect the community from scams and things like that is one of our main priorities.
Yeah, I mean, like you know, it's on us to do as much as best as we can, and it's not always easy with Discord, but you know, being prepared helps a lot.
On that point, though, being part of the JPEG store cohort, we've had some communication with Joshi as well, who makes the Discord security bot, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
been massively helpful. Just all of the different um, functions that brings to help protect it even further. I think you might have heard of the Dirtbirds Discord being hacked
Yes,
recently.
yes, yes.
So there's some protection in there from that he's just released, and he keeps coming up with new functions because it's a game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean,
Some people,
I have noticed a big overall drop in the amount of spam going around, which has been particularly pleasant for me.
yeah, too.
You know, all the clonation bots and all that sort of thing. Well, supposed clonation bots, I should say. There's no way that
Yeah,
any of those are real.
no way. I used to get 2, 3, 4 a day, so definitely not.
I actually ended up just turning off allow users to DM you from that server just on every server I join, so I don't get those anymore regardless.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I hold quite a lot of pride in anyone being able to DM me at any time, so I get a lot of the crap.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh dear. So, have you got any special activities and fun planned around the mint evening then? Well, afternoon, I should say. It's like 3 p.m. UTC. So, but yeah, have you got any special events, or is it just going to be a case of battening down the hatches and hoping that the mob don't crush you?
Yeah, I think it's more of the latter. From what we've heard, it's going to be very hectic for about 48 hours. So I think most of it is going to be making sure that everything is going smoothly and that nothing, like everyone's content, basically.
Rolling
So,
up to it, I do want to spend as much time as possible in the Discord, just talking to all the new people that are coming in.
yeah,
Um, even over the last couple of days, there's been people that have just found out about the project, and it's been a pleasure talking with them as well. So if that carries on for the next 5 days, I'm all happy to have it.
So going on to the community a little bit. I mean, I the amount of comments that I get in our channel about Melting Moon Boys is going to make you smile. But what kind of activities and things have you been running to keep everybody so interested and so hyped and spreading the word and doing good things?
Honestly, I think we've done a lot, or pretty much every activity we can think of. We've had a games week where we played Smash Cards, Gartic, Fall Guys, and we let people win our crewmate role, so get on the allow list from that. Um, we have tons of people doing fan art for us on a daily basis, which is amazing to see. Get pings every hour. I'm thinking, what's this ping? And it's another fan art that's coming through. Um, in the beginning, obviously, I talked about we had our little diamond hand competition where people chose or showed us their favorite NFTs. So we do like to keep that up, and in our channel, it's been welcome. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever projects on your mind, just come and talk about it. We're not trying to close off our community from the rest of the CNFT space. Everyone's welcome.
So, just want to make sure everybody knows I am monitoring NFT chat. So, if you've got any questions that you'd like the team to answer, fire them in there, and we'll make sure that they get answered. We do have. We have had a question. I'm asking about who the minting service is. I know you said you're on the JPEG Launchpad for all that sort of thing, but would you like to tell us a little bit about your experience with all that?
Yeah, so we actually have a private minter that Diamond Creator knows personally. I'm not sure if you heard of AWE. They minted a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
while
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same minter for them, and he managed to learn how to do multi-sig minting on his own, which was phenomenal. So our mint should be pretty smooth, hopefully, because we tested it out quite a few times. But really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, like, are any of you guys on the original team tech people, or have you had to go out and make the connections to find the people to get the people that you've ended up with?
Definitely not me.
No, not me either. We have had to we have had to go out and find people. I mean, Diamond Creator does do a lot of graphics and website, but we did need to find somebody that knew how to mint to help us make this possible.
So yeah, we got questions flooding in already. Actually, what's the requirements to get a diamond pass? I know we touched on this before, but I'm
Yeah,
guessing they're a
so the
little bit.
Diamond Pass, we're gonna be taking a snapshot within 30 days of mint of the unlisted Moonboys on JPEG Store, and we will be airdropping them randomly.
Very nice. Any clues as to what the airdrop will contain, or is that still under wraps?
It'll just be like a Diamond Pass, kind of like you know how other projects have passes, but you have to pay for those.
Oh
So
yeah,
this
yeah,
pass
yeah.
will be kind of like early access into sneak peeks for the mutations and 3D renders, the museum that we're working on, any of the properties. It's kind of just like because like we still want to retain the diamond role, but we also still want our newer members to feel like they have some sort of exclusivity within the server.
Nice. I mean, will they have rarities? They're all going to be one absolutely stonking looking NFT.
Probably just the same one.
Fair. Um, will it be required to say hold three for that time, or would one be enough?
We haven't made that decision as of yet. We just know that we are doing it, but we'll definitely announce it well ahead of time.
Okay, so yeah, but basically is don't rush to list when you mint them.
Yeah, I mean, like we're not preventing anyone from doing what they do in the CNFT space. It's just we want to reward the truly diamond-handed, which is what we based our community off of, kind of.
Yeah, no, I really like it. Are there going to be roles for the number of moon boys you hold?
Yes, absolutely.
Any insight onto to how those brackets might work?
It's probably going to be 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, something like along those lines, and then we're gonna have names for each of the roles as well.
Nice. So yeah, we'll keep tuned for the names of those roles anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So is there much of a story element behind Moonboys?
There isn't, not at the moment. No, we did start to work on the lore, and then we got a little bit wrapped up in keeping the community active. But it is something where we've still got some drafts. So after Mint, we could possibly go back to it and introduce a little more lore for our community.
I will take the blame for that one. I'm not gonna lie. I had around like 3 to 4 hours of lore written on my laptop, and it died, so I couldn't recover it, and I haven't been able
Oh,
to rewrite it all. But we will most likely be having lore surrounding the one of ones, as well as like the original Moon Boy that we started off with, and a few others.
yeah. I mean that's going to hurt when your computer goes down like that.
Yeah, yeah. That one's on me. I'm not gonna lie.
So is this your guys' full-time gig, or do you have day jobs and doing this on nights, as it were?
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
oh yeah, you go.
Yeah, obviously Aries mentioned that he was a student, or he is a student, and I've got a full time job as well. So it's pretty much wake up, Moon Boys, work, Moon Boys, sleep. Just whenever I can fit it in, that's me at the moment.
Yeah, and I got really lucky that my this semester was online, so I was able to be at my PC at all times of the day.
So obviously you're not going to be able to talk about details about a lot of the things here, but how long does your internal roadmap for what you got planned last for?
As in, like, how long are we continuing to develop the project Postman?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a while. We have quite a few things planned. Um, One other thing that we started to look at was staking. Um, we're like super early alpha into this process, and I'm still drafting up a tokenomics plan. But my friends over at Ada Anvil, like PB Cash Benjamin, have told us that it would be a super simple process to onboard our Moonboys into a staking mechanism. We'd build a website which would take maximum 2 weeks, and yeah, I mean, like, we have endless avenues that we could take this token down because, as I said, we're going to do merge, 3D renders, mutations. We're also going to be having an app that our dev said he can create, which would be like a central hub, in which you could exchange your token for these things, such as the merch and the renders.
Okay.
So
So
like,
you can hodl your moon boys for however long, and then you can maybe take home a sweet hoodie or something.
yeah, because like the whole thing is that we don't want people to keep having to pay for our future iterations, right? Like, we're not after
Yeah.
money here. We just want to provide quality art in the Cardano blockchain. So we're trying to figure out ways for holders to access these.
Yeah, and people should remember that even sending out airdrops does have a cost, especially when you're
Yeah,
sending out
yeah,
airdrops to 5,500 NFTs are receiving an airdrop.
yeah,
That's a significant chunk that you're whittling away each time.
most definitely.
Like so, it's higher mint prices are definitely worth it when you're getting more back in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, there's an offer here for somebody to write down some law for the Moon Boys. I mean, I reckon that fan art is always and fan fiction is always a great way to get things going. Um,
definitely.
any chance that you're going to have a law competition, perhaps?
That is definitely something we could do. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not something that I'd thought of, to be honest. But now that you mention it, it does seem like a fantastic idea. Just some of the suggestions that we've had around in the community already, um, definitely worth exploring. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, so how many people do you have in your Discord server at the minute?
I think it's close to 11K now.
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
10,000.
that's shot up then. I mean, I remember you seeing you guys when you're about like 6K and thinking, oh, fucking hell, they're doing well.
Yeah, it's been shocking to us all. Like every morning we wake up, we're like, wow, people are still joining. This is crazy.
And then the panic to make a new announcement or a new artwork to celebrate. Yeah, it's been amazing so far.
Oh, sorry about that. So have you got much in the way of collaborations coming up?
So far, I think we're pretty busy. Our most recent one was with Mokasi actually. Um, and most of the collaborations thus far have been allow list for our server or whitelist for their server. But projects do reach out to us like multiple times a day. We're working with one right now, and they actually offered to incorporate a Moonboy trait into their art. So I think that's something that we're definitely going to continue to be doing.
Well, that sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
idea of the trait yet, or is that still very much under wraps?
I mean, like they've shown us, but I'm not sure how much I can share yet. But it's kind of just like the generic melting Moonboy head, like yellow with drops and stuff like that.
And yeah, somebody asking for a Moon Boy art contest and asking for a collab mint between Moon Boys and another project. I think.
We're definitely open to that. Oh, I
Yeah,
see the question. Will there be any NFTs made from collabing?
and say, although those one of ones can be quite popular,
yeah, we
or even the small limited collections that get airdropped or whatever.
definitely a good idea. Gonna look into that 100%.
So, what's been the hardest part of everything that you've done so far on this in this lead up?
Oh, I think it would be trying to keep the community engaged for as long as we've been open for. As is the like CNFT or NFT way, you kind of just get whitelist and leave a server until mint date. So we've been trying our best to keep active members and have them being engaged over time. But I think we've managed that pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we've done pretty well. For me, it's been the collabs because we've had so many people reach out to us, um, having to choose between different projects. Obviously, we can't collaborate with everyone, so trying to pick the right people to collaborate with, trying to get to know the teams as well. I think it's been pretty difficult having to say no sometimes, but I'm very happy with the ones that we have collabed with as well.
Yeah, I mean it's nice when the flood of offers come to your door until you realise that hang on a minute, I've got a flood of offers at the door.
Exactly.
So I did have something that I wanted to circle back to quickly and it just escaped my brain. But yeah, if there's any more questions from any of the audience, feel free to fire them into NFT chat. I'm hoping that I'm starting to get to the point where we've covered all the big things, unless there's anything that I've missed, perhaps.
Not that I know of. There's been so much going on, so if there has been something that slipped my mind, anyone is always welcome to ask questions in our server as well.
Yeah,
You-
that was it. When was it you opened the Discord server?
So we opened it on February 1st for
Oh wow.
the core team, and then February 18th, I believe, we started letting diamonds in.
Yeah, that's actually really early considering that Mint is next week at this point.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a long road, that's for sure.
I mean, like, how have you found that experience for being able to grow a lot more organically over a longer period of time versus like, opening the floodgates, which a lot of projects prefer to do to create hype?
Um, I don't really want to talk poorly about other projects and how they run it. It's just that this is kind of the Cardano way. That's how we see it.
No,
You
no,
know,
that's cool.
It's been
slow and
difficult,
steady.
sure, but it's been rewarding at the same time. Obviously, trying to build up a little bit of trust. in the community, and sticking around this long, and people knowing us for the last, or since February. I think we've done pretty well.
I mean, how much input into the decisions that you've made, both with the art and the other things that you've got going on around it, has come from the community?
We always look out for the suggestions. Our suggestion chat is pretty popular. To be honest, we had a solid idea base of what we wanted to do. But yeah, the community always jumps in and helps. And in the beginning, they were mentioning, oh, different bases for the Moon Boys. What about chocolate, for example? So yeah, it's been a lot of community help from the community in making the project.
Nice. And and how long has that process been from, from going from that concept art to what you're releasing?
From what Diamond Creators told us, well over 6 months. Like he's been had this idea since like October of last year, and he was finally able to find an artist that would do him justice.
The other question is why Cardano versus Ethereum and stuff like that? Because obviously, at least one of you is involved in at least looking at Ethereum before coming to Cardano.
Yeah, actually, that's something that has been brought up a few times. Our artist generally is more associated with ETH projects, and she wanted to start her own project on ETH, but Diamond Creator managed to persuade her to come to Cardano, and I'm really glad that he did.
Yeah, it's a wonderful community here, and and you guys are doing a very good job of finding that out by the sound of it.
Yeah.
So, if you could pick a project to do a collab with, perhaps post mint and you sold out and everything's going crazy, who would it be? Would it be Pixels because it's your first mint, or?
So ironically enough, I reached out to AF, the founder of Dead Pixels, and he agreed to do a collab, but the art didn't turn out so great, so we actually had to scrap that, which I'm really sad about.
Yeah, that's a shame. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's they are very different and distinctive styles though, so I can imagine that it would have been awkward to pull together.
It wasn't horrible. It's just that we couldn't portray Dead Pixels in the way that he wanted, which I completely understood because he's like a really talented artist as well.
Yeah,
But things happen.
but
I mean,
yeah,
I think it's playmates, to be honest. I want to see a little clay moon boy
That'd
somewhere
be really
at some point.
sick.
That would be kind of awesome.
yeah. I mean, you can't fault a Claymates collab, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Uh, so, oh, there's the question that's popped up. Collab with the Fud Buddies. Is that
Yeah.
something that's going to be possible?
Ooh, we haven't discussed it really, or we haven't reached out to Fud Buddies either. But I am a fan. Got a couple of Fud Buddies myself. And I love their ironic take on going to zero. That always
Yeah, no, they're definitely a good crowd. Like great sense of humour as well. Those guys.
Yeah.
So, how have you managed your work-life balance between full-time job and doing all this? Because obviously, we've all got families and we need to eat and exercise and do the other things that make us human. How have you managed to fit it all in?
I mean, working from home helps. So sometimes I'm just sitting there trying to work on Moonboy things and answering an email at the same time. Um, but I think it's just knowing when to shut the laptop or shut the work laptop and concentrate on Moonboys, or leave it to Aries and Diamond Creators and our mods, and then actually have time to work as well. So it's been tough, but I think I've managed to find a balance. Gym suffered a little bit, haven't been in a while, but everything else I think is ticking along well.
Oh, that's good. I mean, there's always a pressure with the very 24-hour nature of the space, and wanting to be available to your community, but also needing to be able to get on with the work that you need to do.
Exactly. And even if I wake up, no matter what time I wake up, there's always something happening. Either Aries is up trying out a new idea, or Diamond Creator's got a new idea that he wants some feedback on. So yeah, whenever I wake up, there's always something to keep me up.
So, how long after the mint do you think we should? Do you think it will be before there's a major announcement about something happening? Will it be the diamond hand thing, sort of like after sort of like 2 3 weeks, or?
Oh, that's probably gonna be sooner than 2 3 weeks, as we want to like push that out as quick as we could. But I know the team, including myself, definitely needs a couple of days to take off after mint.
Yeah, I mean the mint pressure is real, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I can
I'm
see a
Um,
couple.
excited. I'm excited though.
I can see. I'm looking at your Discord at the moment, and I can see a couple questions from people that have come over from our Discord. So I'm just going to answer a couple of
yeah,
questions.
yeah,
One
yeah.
from
Sorry, I thought I got most of them.
yeah, no, it's just that I noticed, and I can see him typing again. So I'm like, yeah, let me just
Yeah,
answer this.
yeah, go for it.
Asked if there was a name for the token yet. So there
Oh,
isn't, or there is, but it's not going to. We're not going to announce that yet. And I can see other people just asking when they're going to get their diamond rolls, which is just funny to me. Let me just.
Also about the unwanted ones, the collab. We're actually really good friends with Sven, over at Cardano Lounge, and also one of the Launchpad projects. So a collab would definitely be viable there. We just have to talk about it.
So, how long will the 3D renders and everything else take to come out after the mint?
That's really dependent on the artist that we end up going with. We've already spoken to a few and seen a few early stage renders. So once we are post mint and we can test out a few different attributes with the renders, we can kind of go from there and we'll have a better timeline. Um, we're gonna be putting out a lot more announcements post mint about the things we're doing. Um, but yeah, hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I'm really excited to put them out. I've seen a few and I'm just super stoked to like walk around the metaverse with my Moonboy, you know?
So, has there been any technical hitches with making these assets metaverse compatible? Because I know there was a few projects a while ago that they were saying that there's a few things that hadn't been ironed out in the language or however like the actual format of how the images were supposed to be.
Not that I would know of, but I'm also not on the technical side, so I wouldn't really be able to answer that.
From what we've seen, it all looks smooth. There haven't been any problems reported to us from the artist or from Diamond Creator. What we've seen looks pretty smooth. We've seen a few images of the 3D metaverse that we will 3D museum that we'll be making to put in the metaverse, and that doesn't look like there's any problems with that at all.
So, when will there be sneak peeks of that available for people?
We
I
can do
would
that
say
whenever, to be honest. We have the sneak peeks ready.
we do it before mint, but we might save it until after mint. Um, yeah, probably in that week or 2 week time frame after mint. I think that would be a good time to release a little bit more information.
Yeah, that sounds quite promising. I mean, having it all there ready to go is definitely a good thing as well. Oh, I think there's some pictures popping up in chat already.
It's
Possible
pretty cool, I'm not gonna
Fad
lie.
Buddies collaborations and stuff. Oh yes. So what type of mint is it going to be? Is it going to be a multi-sig mint or is it going to be a Sunday DA or both?
Yeah, it'll be a multi-segment, but we do have a address backup just in case like everything kind of goes to shit. But it should be pretty smooth because we did test it with a few different mints. So I'm pretty hopeful on mint day.
So that means that people using the Eternal wallet on their phone will be okay, or will they need to be at a PC?
Um, I haven't had experience with using Eternal mobily. But anything that is DApp enabled should be fine.
Okay, and will the send ADA backup be available even if it doesn't all go to shit?
No, I think we'll stick with the multi-sig mint if that works. I mean, we're 99% sure it will work, and that's the way that we'd want to do it as well. With the send ADA mints, there's a long time for people to get refunds after it's sold out and things like that, and congestion of the blockchain. So we've just seen that multi-sig mints are just a lot smoother, and that's really what we want, just to get Moonboys in people's wallets as soon as possible.
I mean, so on that subject, what made you choose the date that you did? Was that just the earliest point that you could see yourself as being ready, or was there any other reason for that particular weekend?
I think it was just the earliest point that we would be fully ready to launch. We just again wanted to make sure that all the layering was proper and the metadata would come out correctly. So we like went through those a couple times and everything seems to be good to go. So we just
Yeah, after waiting 4 months, we didn't want to rush it. We didn't see the point in rushing it.
yeah.
No, no, for
Anyway,
sure.
might as well wait just to make sure everything is smooth.
Also definitely didn't want to clash with a cornucopia mint.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a brave project if you're going up against that. That's for
Yeah.
sure. So, are you planning on giving any benefits for high rank moon boys?
So
It hasn't
yeah,
been planned to give additional benefits to high ranking moon boys. Um, I think it's more on the amount of moon boys that we're looking at the moment. But everything's still it's still a work in process, so we don't know yet.
yeah, and if we do end up going down the staking and token route, higher ranking Moonboys will obviously generate more of the mystery token that we have yet to name, or
Yes.
show the public name.
So yeah, there'll be a definite advantage to having like a quote unquote top 50 versus a bottom 50, for instance.
Yeah, and then we also wanted like to have them so, kind of in our server, have it count as multiple potentially. So like rather than owning like 5+ Moonboys, if you own a top 50 Moonboy, you can get into like one of the exclusive channels that will have alpha information and for holders and stuff like that.
Okay. That's cool. So if somebody comes along and they get lucky and they mint a rarer one, then there's they might get the same benefits as minting five.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. Um, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I had something and it slipped. The next obvious question is cnft.tools listing.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course.
So are you going to be having that go live as you mint, or is it going to be a case if you're going to finish minting and then have it go live afterwards?
I think we'll have it go live afterwards, but CNFT.tools is something that I've used personally pretty much throughout to check rarity. I like this. I like the layout. I like the layout before. I like the layout when it changed and it got updated. So yeah, definitely looking to get listed on there.
Well, we'll definitely look forward to having you. That's for sure.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, make sure and if anyone's got any questions, fire them away in chat. I think we're starting to get towards the time where we're getting toward wrapping up, but don't want to miss any more questions. Was there anything that you guys felt that we needed to touch on still?
No, I think we've covered. I think we've covered mostly everything.
Some pretty good questions as well. Thanks for
Yeah, pretty
having
good
us.
questions. But no, nothing else that we wanted to say. Just a thank you to our community, obviously, for sticking with us for these last 4 months, and we're just coming to the last 5 days and excited for them.
Yeah, I mean, have you got any special plans to be able to actually sleep in the 2 days before the mint? It's probably a good one.
Lots of melatonin, I guess.
Yeah, maybe a glass of something nice afterwards.
Oh, 100%.
Might need a few more than one glass.
I hope so. But yeah, I will have to admit that I'm likely to be joining the minting crowd next week. So I'm looking forward to things going well.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. We'd love to have you as well. Hopefully,
Definitely.
everybody pulls something that they enjoy. Something they're gonna hold on to.
I'm
Put it
just
like that.
hoping whoever mints my profile picture doesn't contort me for it or
Oh,
extort me, I guess.
that's a dangerous one. That is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's equivalent to a free giveaway there, guys. If you mint the right profile picture, then you're pretty much going to get a decent offer for it.
Yeah, just DM me real quick,
But yeah,
Otherwise, I might have to change mine.
but yeah, if you're unfortunate enough to have missed this live and you're watching this back on the YouTube recording, feel free to give it a like and a share. And if you're feeling really generous, give us a subscribe as well. It's been an absolute pleasure having the Moon Boys with me this evening, and everybody in chat and listening in. You've been absolutely awesome. So, thank you all very much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for inviting us and everyone who listened. Really appreciate it.
Cheerio, everyone.